My grandson, worthless. January 2012, the most exciting news. We found out we're going to be grandparents for the first time. Pregnancy was really good. We were happy. Philomena had a really good pregnancy. She had been diagnosed just before she got pregnant with MS. And we lived in a small town of Sechelt, so we decided to go to Vancouver and have the baby in a safer, bigger environment. Delivery day was on December 30th of 2012. I was in the room when she gave birth to our first grandson. The excitement, the moment that I'll never forget. He came out crying. He made himself heard. Very healthy. Pediatrician, doctor, both saying how healthy the baby was. He was born on Friday morning. On Saturday, we noticed that he was coughing up mucus and he appeared to be choking. We were in a hospital and we brought it to the attention to the nurses and said, Vito's been choking, and she assured us that it was normal with mothers that have C-sections and not to worry. That night, on Saturday night, I went back to the nursing station with my concerns and I said, listen, I had 3 daughters with C-sections. I don't remember this. Saturday afternoon, Dr. Thiessen came in. He's the pediatrician that was in the birthing room. And while he was there, he examined her. And I also, at that point, had said to him, Dr. Thiessen, he's choking all the time and he's coughing up this mucus. And again, he reassured me that he was very healthy. And he said to me, he's ready to go home on Saturday. He says, but I know Philomena's not ready. So I'm going to give you the discharge papers because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And you guys could go home tomorrow morning. And the baby's fine. I got a phone call at 7 o'clock in the morning that my grandson was on life support. My daughter had told me that night at about 1 o'clock, the nurse went in to try to calm him down, and the baby was cold. And she wrapped 3 towels that were warm and put him in the cradle and told my daughter not to pick him up because he needs to be in the cradle because that's where he's most comfortable. Vito ended up falling asleep that night and never woke up. I thought it was a nightmare. I thought something was wrong. How can this be? He's fine. He was supposed to come home. I had the doctor who delivered him come in on Monday morning to see Vito, the baby, and was surprised to hear that he was in ICU on life support. I remember her, she ran out crying and saying what happened, and she left. Shortly after that, I had the coroner's office come into the room and wanted to talk to me. And she hugged me very tight and whispered in my ear that she needed to help us, that this was a suspicious death. The coroner convinced us that there was some special testing that needed to get done before we took him off of life support. And they did a spinal test, and they did a few other tests to do the process of elimination because the coroner's office knew that the doctor was going to try to blame it on something that was not being able to get treated or diagnosed after death. We were very lucky to have that coroner's office get involved prior to his passing to find out there was nothing wrong with him. All the tests came back negative. He died on Wednesday night, December 5th at 8:30 p.m. his last breath, we said our goodbyes. I started phoning lawyers. I had one firm call me back, and she said, I want to be honest with you, ma'am. No one's going to grab your case because it's not a moneymaker. And your grandson was not a breadwinner. And he's worthless in the eyes of the law. We have no answers, and we have nobody to help us. No family should ever have to live a lifetime of pain.
Learn more and donate to support the cause at intheirname.ca.